You know, the thing that hurts me the most is that I have to watch the NBA Finals and they have world champion on their head. World champion of what? The United States? Don't get me wrong. I love the U.S. at times, but that ain't the world. That is not the world. We are the world. We have almost every country out here fighting, thriving, putting on their flag to show that they are represented. There ain't no flags in the NBA.
Hot Takes or Toast is brought to you by Siegfried and Jensen with 30 years of serving Utah. Yeah, they're serving their people in Utah. How about that? That is our guy, Noah Lyles. What? Ain't got no flag on their chest. Who they representing? They ain't representing their country. What's so funny, Yawk?
Just, here's the thing. Noah Lyles, I got to give him credit. He walked the walk. He talked the talk, obviously, with that.
He sprinted the sprint.
Yeah, he sprinted the sprint. Sure, yeah. And props to him. And they're the world champions of what? Like, I love it. And a lot of people lambasted him for those comments, saying, okay, dude, you got to back this up. And what does he do? Goes out there on the biggest stage of the Paris Olympics, 5/1000ths of a second, and he is the world's fastest man for the next 4 years.
That was a cool race, man. Seeing those dudes, I mean, nothing against the marathoners, but they're kind of little dudes. These guys are powerful, man.
Hey, we got 2 BYU Cougars who are marathoners this year.
And there's nothing against that whatsoever.
Right. We're talking different type of athletes.
These guys, beast mode.
Yes.
And they're strong. Their legs are strong. Their core is strong. And those, nothing against the other guys. That's not the point. It's to highlight those sprinters. And that was coming down the stretch type of thing. And so close, man. I don't know how you can get closer. So that was really, really cool. Yesterday was just a great Summer Olympics day. I'm normally not a big Olympics guy, but this Olympics, for whatever reason, I think it's because I was in California when it started and I was visiting with some friends and staying at their house. And we would go out in the day, go to the beach, ride bikes, get something to eat, go out to dinner, whatever. Then we'd come back and we're just shooting the breeze and the Olympics were on. So right from the start, I had it on. I watched more of it than I normally do, and I've been getting into it more. Yesterday, it's so blazing hot out. Watched a lot. Watched the golf with it being 8 hours ahead, so was pushing Sunday afternoon, evening at like 9 o'clock in the morning our time. And then watching Scheffler, I'm a golf guy, come back and do his thing. And to see them get so excited about it and I've said this a million times, if it means something to the competitor and the athlete, man, woman, doesn't matter, then it means something to me. If they're into it, I'm into it. The All-Star game in the NBA, they're not into it, I'm not into it. It's a complete and total waste of time. I'd rather watch the Saturday stuff than the actual game. WNBA's All-Star game, I watched a little of that because it mattered. They were playing hard. I don't care what the sport is. Play hard. I'm good. That's all I ask. If it matters to you, it matters to me. And these Olympics and watching that race and seeing those guys and, you know, as it's progressing down the track, you have no idea who's going to win. After it ended, you still didn't know who won.
Well, that's the thing.
They kept talking about Jamaica.
Yeah, the kid from Jamaica looked like he crossed, and there's a lot of shots that show his foot crossing, but as they say, it's your torso's got across first. And Lyles had his chest out, whereas the guy from Jamaica had his chest back. So it was a crazy.
And I love chests out.
Yeah, you do. I'm fully aware. But the fun part is it's one of those races that will go down in history because it was just so close.
Right.
We had the night before, you had the women's 100 meters and the first ever gold medal for St. Lucia on that night. I'm with you, PK. I'm actually more of an Olympics aficionado than you are. I know that traditionally you have not been into it, but this has been a really, I think, fun Olympics overall.
I would agree. It was his personal best, so he was his best.
Yeah, he peaked at the right time.
Best at best, yeah.
And if you're going to make comments like he made, like you said, you're world champions of what? Well, guess what? Had he not won this, there are going to be people that are going to use those comments against him. Now he backs it up with doing what he did.
I'm going to tell you why he's wrong. Why the NBA, why MLB, like we call it the World Series, obviously. Here's what I think. Of course, what I think is right. Everybody knows that.
Always.
Here's the deal. Those other countries, wherever they play basketball, as I understand it, I don't pay a lot of attention. I certainly am not like you and the other guy across the thing here who try to tell me about the Premier League. I couldn't give a crap. I don't pay a lick of attention, and I'm not bashing it. I'm just saying I don't pay any attention to what goes on anywhere but here. Simple as that. So I don't know about Wellington and Manchester U and Manchester bleep you and every other thing that's
How
out
about
there.
West Ham?
I don't care what direction. I mean, she likes to have ham on Easter. That's fine.
Okay, Newcastle.
We go to the Newcastle. I used to live off of Newcastle and Sandy. That was the only Newcastle that mattered to me. Amsterdam, whatever. What I do pay attention to is up-and-comers like Shohei Ohtani. We heard about him when he was growing up over there, and he would be a phenom over there. So I do pay attention about that because eventually, if those leagues are so good, they wouldn't be coming over here. What was Joe Ingles' lifetime goal? To play in the NBA. Nothing against the NBL, but it was playing the NBA.
Yeah, it wasn't the Euro League. It wasn't the NBL. It wasn't the Israeli Basketball Association.
Right.
It was to play.
And Shohei
stateside.
Ohtani's lighting it up here, doing what he's doing. Over here, not over there.
Yeah, there's a reason why the Nippon League over there posts these star players for sale for MLB teams to purchase.
Yes. And so, as I understand it, correct me if I'm wrong, the reason why they can get away with calling themselves the World Series, the world champion, is because those leagues over there have restrictions. We could have 25, the Dodgers could have, if they so desired, 25 Japanese players, 25 Dominican players. What other countries?
Venezuela.
Venezuela has produced baseball players. You got a few from Mexico.
Yeah, you're having more Europeans as well starting to emerge.
Yeah, and we know in basketball, name a country over there.
Yeah.
Just about every one of them is playing ball, and you have to go look and see, okay, where's Jokic from? Where's this guy from? Where's that guy from? I mean, they're from where's Doncic from? You know, they're from all over, some of the small countries, some of them bigger, Nowitzki, Germany, obviously. But those leagues, Russia, you have to have most of them be from your overwhelming majority have to have your passport. Not over here. Free enterprise. They can go and do whatever they want. And Cuba, we've had a lot of players in the big leagues coming over from Cuba who've been very good players. I think, was it Tony Perez, the first Cuban to get in the Hall of Fame?
I believe you are correct, yes.
Yeah. I'll throw this out as a trivia question. There's one player in Cooperstown who's had his jersey retired by 3 separate teams. Now, that does not include Jackie Robinson, whose jersey 42 is
Across
retired by
league,
baseball. Yeah. I'm talking this individual actually played for 3 teams. 3 teams retired his jersey. Call in, tell Yawk, what's our number?
801-575-ZONE.
575-ZONE. What's the text line?
We don't have a text line currently.
But we got
we have the open mic
We have the
feature.
open mic, so you go to KSLSports.com.
Well, no, go to the app.
Go to the app.
KSL Sports app.
KSL Sports app.
Lower left side of that app, there's a little microphone there. Tap on it, record a memo, and send it in.
Tell us who it is, and I will give you a personalized 8x10 signed glossy of David James Snigeldorf III. And you will have a meet and greet with him. You're going to have to wait a little bit. He's sequestered for a few days here.
DJ on line 1 all of a sudden.
No. He can't talk. I mean, he's down. You're down. You can come on the air. You can come on in the studio. That's always been my philosophy. You're down. Get well. So, one player in MLB, 3 teams he played for, all 3 retired his jersey. You would all know the name, obviously. So, I would say, Mr. Lyles, I loved your race. You are the world's fastest man, the coolest title in sports. We'll get to that next. But the reason why these leagues can call themselves the World Series and why these NBA players can call themselves the champions of the world is because there's no restrictions. Everybody is welcome. You can have there's no restrictions on foreign players. You can have as many guys from whatever countries you want. And we're seeing it now in the NBA, man. So just because they don't have a country on their chest, they don't have a flag on their uniform, doesn't mean they don't get to call it. I believe they can call it, and then, of course, in the NFL, Canada plays, and there's smattering of other stuff. But
hey,
no one's
our guy Norm Chow is coaching over in Switzerland or something like that still.
And is he still doing that?
I believe so.
Oh, good for him. Yeah, I mean, it's coaching is in your blood, and so it's what they do. But everybody recognizes the NFL. So, and I don't even know that they do it. They just call them the Super Bowl winners, which is plenty good enough.
Yeah, Super Bowl champions.
Yeah.
And you'll see them sometimes referred to as world champions, but it's usually Super Bowl champs.
And I don't care that Andy Reid doesn't have USA and Patrick Mahomes doesn't have USA across their chests. They still world champion that they can say. And even though they do not have anything across their chest, they have that big fat ring and the glory that comes with it. Because, Mr. Lyles, you love your country most of the time. I love it all the time. Doesn't mean it's perfect by any stretch. All right, he is the world's fastest man. Is there a cooler title than that? Stay with us. We'll get to that next in 97.5, the KSL Sport Zone. How about this? Noah Lyles, he's the fastest man in the world. What better title to have? We put this on Facebook. Oh, how about this, Matt? Best true point guard. Best, I thought it was pure, not true.
Isn't Matt masquerading as Buller?
It might be. Yeah, pound for pound. Him and Monson used to have that discussion back in the old 1280. They had that for about 5 years. We might have to resurrect that today at 9:05. Stay with us. We just might do that. You never know. Stanley Cup champion. How about that? Oh, Tony getting sentimental. I'll take Dad any day. Oh, isn't that cute? Isn't that cute? Let's see. Fastest. Enjoy it while it lasted. He will be busted for some PED. So like half the other
cynic,
runners. Man. It's pointless. Riches. We got a couple of riches here. Come on. So you're the second richest. That's not good enough? Second fastest in terms of gold medal is not good enough. Come on. There's a pole vaulter with lots of other titles that come to mind. What does that mean?
Well, there was an unfortunate incident in the Prais Games. I'm sure this is the one they're referring to, but let's put it this way. A certain body part caused the pole to fall after he cleared the bar originally.
Yeah, I can get myself in trouble.
Yeah, let's not touch that any further.
I can't touch this. Grand Puba?
Grand Puba's a good one.
I don't know what that means. Jeff? What other title is there to have? He simply writes PK.
There you go. He knows how to work it.
A penalty kick, huh?
It's a penalty kick. That's what we're going for.
Well, there's a couple other ones that are a little dicey that may be considered, risque. So
tread lightly, as it were.
You can go on our DJ and PK Facebook page. I'll leave them up there on that. probably because I don't know how to delete stuff and, on that. But Noah Lyles in a scintillating race yesterday, winning by 1/1000th of a second. Is that what it was? Yeah. Well, they would say that in horse racing by a nose.
It was a legitimate photo finish.
Yeah. Horse racing, I think they go by nose, head, length. Those are some common terms in horse racing. I've never heard of any race term in sprinting that you win by. But, to relay it to that, to the thoroughbreds, it would be by a nose. I mean, it was the thinnest of margin, and it was just awesome, man, that finish. And it's over so stinking fast. Is that the fastest, most exciting sporting event that we have in terms of limited time? Is there anything better?
To use your sports, you talk about like horse racing?
No, I just said it didn't even go 10 seconds.
But we talk about the greatest 2 minutes in sports with the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah.
Well, this is less than 10 seconds because the world record for Usain Bolt, which is still standing, is 9.5 and change, and it's over quite literally in a flash.
Yeah. And it was just so powerful, man. They looked like locomotives coming down that track. The way they were going and pumping and how much they trained for it and how much it means to them. And you can get all the Olympics right here. KSL Channel 5 has got it coming up. All right, coming up next, we've got our new Ute Insider. We're excited about a couple of guys that we have hired to our staff and to be all of our guys who are we cover everything. We got, Cole Bagley's going to cover the hockey for us. And Steve Bartle, he's our new Ute Insider for KSL Sports. You go to KSLSports.com, catch all the stuff. He doesn't need any introduction, but we're going to talk to him the first time, I believe, on our show. Coming up next, so stay with us, 97.5, the KSL Sport Zone.